When you're scrolling through a sea of gaming PCs, you've probably seen a lot of glossy photos that promise instant 4K ultra-smooth and no lag, ever. The frustration hits when the box you finally open either underdelivers on those promises or forces you into compromises you didn't expect, like cramped cable management, noisy fans that drown out in-game chat, or a system that can't keep up with the latest titles without throttling. I've spent the last few weeks testing the MAINGEAR Classic Milligram 1 Sapphire Edition, and I want to walk you through what it's really like when you plug it into your own setup, so you can avoid the disappointment most people feel when a high-end spec sheet looks great, but the actual experience falls short. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Milligram 1 isn't just another pre-built that slaps a fancy case on generic internals. This machine is built around Intel's Core Ultra 7 270K+, a hybrid architecture processor that mixes performance cores with efficiency cores. In practice, that means you'll see solid frame rates in CPU-heavy games like Cyberpunk 2077 or Microsoft Flight Simulator while the efficiency cores take care of background tasks like streaming, Discord, and system updates without pulling noticeable power away from the game. When I launched Elden Ring at 1440p with ultra settings, the frame rate stayed consistently in the 90,100 frames per second range, and the occasional drop to the low 80s felt more like a minor hiccup than a performance wall. The RTX 5080 GPU, a step up from the older 4090 generation, handled ray-traced lighting and DLSS 3 without stuttering, delivering that buttery-smooth visual fidelity the ads promise. Storage is another area where the Milligram 1 shines. A 2TB NVMe SSD is not just big in terms of capacity, it's fast enough that loading screens become almost non-existent. In my tests, moving from the main menu to the first level of Starfield took under 3 seconds, and installing large game bundles didn't cause the dreaded disk bottleneck that you sometimes see on older SATA drives. This is especially useful if you like to keep several AAA titles installed at once. You won't be constantly deleting and reinstalling to make room. Now, the design of the Milligram 1 is more than just eye candy. The case has won multiple design awards, and it shows in the way the interior is organized. Cable routing channels are generous, and the pre-installed cable sleeves keep everything tidy without you having to spend hours with zip ties. The airflow layout uses a top-mounted 120mm intake and a rear 140mm exhaust, creating a front-to-back flow that keeps the RTX 5080 at comfortable temperatures, even during long marathon sessions. In real-world terms, I logged a 4-hour Call of Duty Modern Warfare II session, and the GPU never crossed 80°C, which is well within safe limits, and means you won't hear the fans screaming for the last 30 minutes of gameplay. However, the Milligram 1 does have trade-offs that are worth noting before you click buy. The case, while striking, is on the smaller side for a high-performance build. That compactness translates to limited expansion room. You won't be able to add a second 2.5-in drive or a larger liquid cooling radiator without significant modifications. If you're the type of gamer who loves swapping out graphics cards every few years, the limited clearance could become a hassle. Additionally, the power supply is a 750W unit that's perfectly adequate for the RTX 5080 and the Core Ultra 7, but it leaves little headroom for future upgrades like a potential RTX 6090 or more demanding multi-GPU setup. In short, the Milligram 1 is designed as a sit-and-forget system rather than a tinkerer's playground. Another practical consideration is the price. This is a premium pre-built, and the cost reflects the combination of a top-tier GPU, the newest Intel hybrid processor, and the design-focused chassis. If you're comfortable building your own PC, you could theoretically assemble a comparable spec for a lower price, especially if you already own a case or peripherals. The value proposition here is the time saved and the peace of mind that comes with MAINGEAR's stress-tested, zero bloatware guarantee. The system arrives fully assembled, Windows 11 Home pre-installed, and ready to plug into your monitor, keyboard, and mouse. No driver hunts, BIOS flashes, or compatibility checks required. Who should buy the classic Milligram 1? If you're a serious gamer, who wants top-tier performance right out of the box, especially for titles that lean heavily on ray tracing and AI-upscaled graphics, this is a solid match. It also works well for content creators, who need a fast CPU for video encoding while still maintaining gaming performance. The hybrid cores let you render a 4K video in Premiere, while a friend streams your gameplay in the background without dropping frames. The Milligram 1 is also appealing to people who value aesthetics and want a machine that looks as good on a desk as it performs under the hood. The award-winning support team adds another layer of confidence if you ever run into a hardware issue. Real experts on call can be a lifesaver when a component fails during a live stream. Conversely, if you're a budget-conscious gamer who can tolerate a few extra minutes of load time or